All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of TubeBuddy 101 live training. Hey, Andrew, how's it going today?
It's going very well. Excited to be live here once more.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. I'm just going to, my YouTube is playing in my other ear here. So awesome. Well, good to see everyone. Looks like we've got about a dozen people here live. If you're watching this on the replay, make sure you do check us out and join us on the next live. You can find that information by going to tubebuddy.com/101. And we'll try to put a link in the chat here, but just join us there. Put in your email, your first name, and you'll get notified when we go live next. We go live every Tuesday morning, our time here on the West Coast, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern, and then whatever else time that kind of translates to in other time zones. But yeah, we are always here every Tuesday, so we'd love to have you join us. We show you around TubeBuddy. We'll answer questions live. And that's really what we try to do, just to help you get started with using TubeBuddy. So how's the start of your week going, Andrew?
Start my week's going really well. You know, we started last week with the TubeBuddy 101 on the Instagram takeover. Excited to go over a lot of cool things that we have planned for the 101 today. So stick around, even if you've been here before.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, without further ado, let's jump in. If you are here, let us know. If this is your first time, type in new. If you've been here before, type in Andrew. And that way we know that you've been here before if this is your first time. And also, please type in your questions. So use hashtag questions if you can. That way me and Andrew can pull out all the different questions that you may have. All right. So let's get started. I'm just going to start here on our slideshow. So, all right. So welcome again to TubeBuddy 101. My name is Rob Balasabas. I'm here with Andrew Can from the TubeBuddy team. I'm the brand ambassador here at TubeBuddy. So I get to connect with everyone, all of our partners and users. And Andrew is our head of video content and production. So I'll let Andrew describe what he does here.
Sure. So as Rob said, I am the head of content and production, but I also help manage our community team. So my job is to get to know our users, understand how they're using TubeBuddy, and teach them how to use the TubeBuddy tools to help them grow on YouTube.
Awesome. Sounds good. I want to say hello to Genevieve Stafford Jack. She says she's looking forward to the demo. She's joined before, but finds learning more about TubeBuddy when she attends multiple sessions. So yeah, welcome to come back as many times as you like. You're always welcome here. Awesome. So the first thing I want you guys to do is just actually tap into this resource that we have, which is our YouTube channel. Andrew here uploads weekly tutorials, and we also do live streams with different experts and our partners in the YouTube growth and strategy space every Wednesday. Andrew actually, in fact, tomorrow we'll be doing a live stream, and he's going to be doing channel reviews. So that'll be cool, Andrew. So people will actually be calling in. Yeah?
Yes. So we have our Discord. If you look there, there's a Discord linked in that description of that video. So you can call in, speak to me live, and ask your questions. It is limited to 5 minutes, but you'd be surprised what we can get done in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I bet. No, that's awesome. So this is just one example of what happens on Wednesday. So this is a live stream every Wednesday. So make sure you subscribe, click that notification bell as well. All right. Okay. The next thing is I want to make sure that we cover some of the things that's going to happen in this session. So a bit of an agenda. So the first thing we'll do is we'll introduce you to TubeBuddy, some of the people behind the scenes, some of the story, the bit of the story of TubeBuddy. We'll also give you a tour of TubeBuddy. There's a lot of different options and menu items. We'll give you a live demo. So Andrew will take over the screen and show you around a few of the tools inside of TubeBuddy to help you get started. And then we'll do live Q&A. We'll give you a bit of a special gift to get started, and then also some next steps where to go from this session afterwards to continue learning more about TubeBuddy. So the first thing is, if you are kind of new to YouTube, the first resource that we would suggest is the YouTube Creator Academy. Now, this is a free resource directly from YouTube. So you can learn production, content strategy, the business side of YouTube, how to make money, policies and rules, optimizing your channel, all those things. So it's a really good place to get started. Be a student of YouTube if you're serious about growing your YouTube channel. Now, the second thing here that I'd love to invite you to is our community. And so, Andrew, if you want to come in real quick and just give us a little bit of an overview of what happens inside the community, that'd be awesome. Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. So, our community forums or our Discord is a great place for you to ask your questions, learn from our other users. We have over 30,000 users on our forums, and over 15,000 are posting daily. They're getting to learn about TubeBuddy, YouTube in general. So, if you're looking for more places to learn about how to use YouTube, TubeBuddy, or just grow your channel, it's a great resource, 100% free to sign up. And if you join the forums, you can actually earn free TubeBuddy just by being active.
Amazing. Amazing. Awesome. Thanks, Andrew. All right. So yeah, join us over there in our forum or Discord. The next thing is if you're here, if you're in our free plan, awesome. Good to have you here. If you want to try out any of our paid plans, we do have a free trial link that we can share with you. We'll put that into the chat. That'll give you 30 days on any of our paid plans for free. Now, if you've already done that and you are familiar with which plans you may want to commit to, we'd love to give you 20% off on any of those upgrades by using this coupon code, which is 101buddy. 101buddy. Okay, so just use that. And if you have any questions about your account, billing, anything like that, the best way to get your answer is probably emailing our support team. That way we can look into your specific account and give you a full, complete answer. Okay, so the best way to do that is just email us at support@TubeBuddy.com. support@TubeBuddy.com. Okay. Any questions? Just drop them in the chat here, and me and Andrew will try to help you out. All right. So really quickly, the TubeBuddy story. I like to share this. If you've been here before, you've heard the story before, but just a little bit of a little backstory, the origin story of TubeBuddy. So we've been building YouTube software now for 10 years. In 2013, we spent a year building a product that kind of failed. But the following year, we built a browser extension to offer all of the features of TubeBuddy right inside YouTube's website, which is what you see today. Okay, our 4 co-founders are all developers, which allows us to move quickly and constantly create and push out new features for our community. We listen to the community. This is a big part of our culture here. Is we listen to the community, we listen to you, and we build what the people are requesting. And we pride ourselves in top-notch customer support. And then the last thing I want to share is that TubeBuddy is 100% bootstrapped, meaning we have no outside investors. We don't have any outside influence telling us what to do, what to build. And so that allows us to focus on building a great product for the YouTube creator community. This is a picture of the team in San Diego late last year, I believe. And it was, this is our head office is actually based in San Diego, but we also have team members in Los Angeles, in the Los Angeles area, and also up here in Vancouver, Canada. Quick little tour of TubeBuddy here. For those of you that are new, there are 3 ways to access TubeBuddy. The first way is through your mobile app. So whether you have an Android phone or an Apple iOS phone, there's an app available for TubeBuddy that you can download. We also have a browser extension, which Andrew will go over today. And then we also have a web browser app. So if you go to TubeBuddy.com, you can access your account that way as well. All right. So Andrew, before I go into web browser, little quick tour, any questions?
So far, the only one we have is from Power Magic, and they're saying that one of their channels has been suspended. When it comes to a YouTube channel suspension, similar to what we said earlier, that's not something we at TubeBuddy can do. We recommend you reach out to either YouTube through messages, email, or even on Twitter. They're really good at getting back to people on Twitter.
There you go. Yeah, thanks for the question, though, Power Magic. Okay, I'm gonna dive into really quickly into our web browser tour here. All right, so if you go to TubeBuddy.com and you've already installed TubeBuddy, assuming that you have, on the top right here, you'll see this red button that says My Account. So click on that. And this is your dashboard. So, you'll see a few things here. You'll see your affiliate center. You'll see some announcements here. You'll see some different things, integrations that we have as well. So if you have Patreon or anything like that, you can connect it to your TubeBuddy account. Now, for this little exercise, what I want to get you focused on is your channels. So you can click on this green button to add all of your channels to TubeBuddy. Now, here's one channel that I want to show you. And I want you to look at the settings icon right here in the top and the bottom. And I want you to click on that, okay? I want everyone to follow along. If you've already done this, awesome. If you haven't, follow along. And now I want you to go to the search ranking method about halfway down the page and select on incognito results. Okay. Once you've done that, then click down here into save changes. Okay. So I'd like for all of you to do that. This is really important so that basically what this does is that whenever you're using any of our features, any of our tools inside of TubeBuddy, this will get us to use an incognito browser. That way the results that we give you are not affected by your own behavior on YouTube, your browsing history and things like that. It gives you the most accurate results so that you can make the best decision on what keywords to go after and things like that. Okay, so let me know if you've done that by just type in done in the chat that you've done this. And if you have any questions, let us know in the chat as well. Okay. All right. So Andrew, away to questions if there's any. And
we have one here from Short Boss TV, and they're asking, do you guys do reviews? So we don't do reviews in the 101, right, Rob?
Yep, that's right. Yeah, we don't do reviews in the 101, but again, there's going to be some reviews happening tomorrow. So yeah, Andrew. So Andrew does a Friday call on our Discord server where you can go and potentially get a review, and then also every now and then on our Wednesday live streams on the TubeBuddy YouTube channel, we do some reviews as well. So there you go.
We have a question here that comes from Genevieve, and that is, how much text is recommended for a thumbnail? So there isn't really a hard number of words equals best thumbnail. Every thumbnail is kind of different. So we always recommend testing what works for you. For example, for me, minimal text works really well, but on TubeBuddy, sometimes more text can do better.
Yep.
What about for you, Rob?
Yeah, I would say it really depends on your channel. Sometimes minimal text works. Sometimes big text works, depending on your content. The one thing is you don't want too much text, right? When it's hard to read, that's probably the only thing that I would suggest. But it's really important to just make sure that thumbnail is clickable. So sometimes there's thumbnails that work really well that have zero text, right? So yeah, but really good question, Genevieve. Again, something that you can bring up if you want to join us in one of our review streams.
Exactly. And I will say, I asked, are people using Android or iOS? We're seeing a good mix of either Android or iOS. And then there's Tommy Chung, who's using both. So Tommy is flexing on us all. No, joking.
Nice. Nice. Awesome. Sounds good. Perfect. Awesome. So yeah, drop your questions in. I'm going to jump into, the green room here and let Andrew take over and start doing a demonstration of our browser or our extension.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, Rob. Thank you very much. So today we're going to be discussing how to use TubeBuddy in a beginner-friendly sense. We have some questions I saw from Abhi, I believe 24 it was, or Abby 2, sorry. Can I use TubeBuddy for vlogging? First, to answer that, yes. I want to show you how to navigate TubeBuddy, how to see some of our tools, and how you can use them to help your YouTube channel. So the first thing I want to do is once you install TubeBuddy, you'll notice this TubeBuddy drop-down menu. This is going to be here. It is one of the most important things to get familiar with because that's where most of our tools are. So if I click on it, you'll see things such as our messages, and you'll see that things that are most popular tools and features. So you'll see our health report, our video A/B testing. You'll see our bulk processing. You'll see the COPPA Center. You'll see comment moderation. So these are all things you can do within TubeBuddy right from when you install. So a lot of people ask, where should I get started? Check out some of our most popular tools and features. Another cool thing you can see within YouTube and TubeBuddy is that you can see news. So if you want to see letters from our CEO right here, you can learn a little bit more about our company culture. You can see some of the updates that are coming, all in industry news. And then one of my favorite sections is milestones. If you click here, you can see what you have earned and achieved on YouTube and which milestones TubeBuddy has for you. So as you can see, we have a free template that you can use, or we have some more, paid ones, which do, some of the stuff we go over today will require the paid version, but we'll make sure to include a free trial link. So tubebuddy.com/free trial in the chat and in the description. So if you've never had a free trial before, you can get one. And even if you have, maybe join those community forums. But again, these are just some of the cool things that TubeBuddy offers. On the right, you'll notice what we call our quick links menu. And as that name says, they quickly link you to where you want to go. So let's say I want to start replying to some comments. All I have to do is click on comments here, and it will bring me to the comment page on YouTube. So instead of having to dig and get there, we can see the comments on the YouTube channel. We can see the story comments. We can see all the different comments, and TubeBuddy helps us get there faster. But let's say, if we click on this again, that we want to see analytics. All we have to do is click on analytics, and it will take us right directly to the analytics page where we can see how we're performing on YouTube. So we try to help you get around. The next thing I want to show is our My Videos page, where you'll see even more TubeBuddy tools. So let's say you wanted to see how a specific video is doing. First, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. Then you can click on the video, and you'll notice if you hover this TubeBuddy icon, if you click on it, you can see things that let you add cards, end screens. You can post to Facebook. You can see more things on the video SEO. You can schedule. You can do thumbnails. We can pick a winner. So these are all cool things you can do. You can share a video to Twitter. You can see suggested tags. You can see where this video is ranking. There's a lot that we offer to help. We also offer quick links. So let's say you want to see how many subscribers this video has brought. So to get here, you go to the My Videos page, click on the TubeBuddy icon, click on quick links, and then click on subscribers, and it will show you how many subscribers this video has brought you. So for us, this video has earned us 74 new subscribers. So this is actually very useful to know, to see that this video, 3 reasons why you're not getting views, is actually super helpful in what is driving new subscribers to our channel. People are always curious, how to get views, but another important thing is why you're not earning views. So I see Abhi is again asking, how can I use TubeBuddy for vlogging? I see you're passionate. Just hold on a little bit more, I promise. So then going back, now that we've seen how to get to places quickly, there's more tools than just our, getting on YouTube. We have some website tools. So these are things such as a health report, which again requires a paid version of TubeBuddy, but with it, you can see analytics very simplified. You can see how you're doing. We made it very simple for you to understand how your channel is performing over the last 30 days. So if you look, we see how people are finding your channel with traffic sources. We show which videos are driving people to your content, and we even show you which websites. Again, this is all taken from YouTube Analytics, but it's just simpler to read. A lot of people get confused. So for example, we know that 425 people have copied a video and pasted it somewhere else. 270 YouTube isn't sure, but 237 were using WhatsApp. Some were sharing through text message. So you understand how people are watching, the average percentage people are watching, and how many minutes watched you have. So again, we break it down simply. Going back here, we show you things such as evaluation, competition, brand alerts. There's so much within TubeBuddy, but all of this is to help you understand. To go to Abhi, which is how can I use TubeBuddy for vlogging? I'd recommend looking at, Keyword Explorer, which helps a lot when it comes to finding what people are looking for when it comes to vlog channels. Vlog channels, if done very well, can be incredibly searchable. Whether you're a travel vlogger or just a daily vlogger, what you do in a day can be very searchable. So for example, if I'm a travel vlogger and I go to see my friend Rob in Canada, well, that is an interesting thing, my first trip to Canada. So why don't we take the vlogging example as the start? But before we go there, I wanted to show you how you can see what's trending. We know a lot of people wonder what is trending every day on YouTube or Google. So we make it very clear to see. This right here shows you what's trending on Google. So you know that if you want to make a video around the subject, it's a good time to do it. So you can see that for the US, Miley Cyrus, Minka Kelly, we can see Zoom stock, we can see a bunch of stuff is trending. But the cool thing about this is you can take it to wherever you want to go. So going back to that vlogging example, let's say I'm going to Canada and I want to talk about trends in Canada with Rob. Well, then I can click on Canada and notice how this changes. So we can see Jerry Seaborn, we can see Loretta Lynn, we can see Mariah Carey, which, reminder, Rob, you owe us a cover of All I Want for Christmas. I don't know why Mariah Carey keeps trending every time.
I don't know why either.
But apparently, Rob, it's a constant reminder.
It's on its way.
All right. But It is trending. So again, if Rob and I wanted to talk about Mariah Carey music for some reason in our vlog, we could. So vlogs can be very searchable based on what you're discussing in them. It depends, is it a travel vlog? It depends, is it a talking head vlog? And it really just depends what kind of content you're doing in that vlog sense. So that is something we want to keep in mind. The next thing, I'm going to pass it off to you. What keyword research would you like us to do? Let us know. But Rob, I see we have a question here.
Yeah, it's a good question here from Genevieve. When is a good time to catch a trend? That's actually a really good question. So yeah, you see all the trending topics there. I mean, in some case, I mean, in some ways, it's hard to understand when, how long a trend will last. But I would think like in the beginning, right? Like right before it starts taking off, you want to have your video, your content out there. So your thoughts on that, Andrew?
Yeah, so this goes into something kind of called tentpole strategy, right? And each channel is going to have natural trends, right? Like if I'm a tech channel, I know then when all the phones are released in the third quarter, maybe I should consider making videos around those phones, right? So I know that if I start building hype around my channel, which is another way to build authority, then I'm building stuff that when it trends, excuse me, similar to what Rob said, that I know that I'm preparing. You can catch a trend that makes sense to your channel at any time. So again, if Rob talks about stocks a lot, right? Like Tesla stock is trending. If Rob's channel is all based around stocks, then him jumping on the Tesla stock that's trending makes sense as a viewer and as a trend to go after. So ideally, Rob may have a couple of videos on Tesla stock, but even if he's new to it, but he talks about stocks anyway, it's a great match for his audience. So he could make a video probably now, maybe obviously within today, and then really do well there. Ideally, what you want to see happen is these trends will change every day. You want to look when you see a trend. I'll go back to the United States. So if I go back to the US, because that's where I'm based out of, let's say I make a video about, I'm just a music channel. I really enjoy Miley Cyrus. This is just the example. So if I talk about Miley Cyrus, and her music, then obviously if she's trending, it might make sense for me to make another video about an album or things like that. So really when you want to do a trend, you want to make sure you're doing it as soon as possible and or have content that has the ability to be trendable later, which you can check with our Keyword Explorer. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, there you go. So Genevieve, hopefully that answers your question. There's a question here from Short Boss TV24. Do you guys do, I think, ads or YouTube ads? We don't. That's not something that TubeBuddy does. It's not a service that we offer or even, yeah. So what I'll do though is I'll link to our partners page on our website. There's some really good experts in that area, in the ads area that you may be able to connect to from there. Any suggestions on YouTube ads, Andrew?
We have a couple of resources on the YouTube channel, but when it comes to YouTube ads, it's important to remember that you shouldn't be using them just to try to earn views and subscribers. You should try to target specifically maybe a course or something you're doing, because a lot of times people might subscribe from an ad, but they're not as always likely to watch if it isn't an ad that they're specifically interested in. So you may get subscribers and views from an ad, but are they coming back? Are they really helping you earn more views in a good way?
Right. Awesome. Okay. Another question from Ginny here. Ginny's saying, would you say it's helpful to use A/B testing for a new upload, or could it potentially hurt early video performance to bounce back and forth between thumbnails?
So it really depends, right? YouTube now gives us more data earlier on. So if you have a thumbnail, what I always recommend is, even if you do an A/B test from TubeBuddy, it's going to take until midnight of the day of the upload. So you'll have data and you'll be able to see pretty soon in the first 2 days. If a video is popping off and you think that you have a good thumbnail, then yes, but you can always A/B test. What we found is that it ends up evening out and neutralizing at a certain period of time anyway. So if you run it for statistical significance, you usually can see that it ends up being pretty normal. A lot of the times, initial viewer velocity is coming from your subscribers, especially. So when they come in and watch, and then YouTube sees they're watching more than normal, well, then that helps. So YouTube's going to start browsing it more. So that new thumbnail could actually help you in ways of getting even people who thought they saw the video. They're like, oh, that's a new thumbnail. So it actually can help get them. I see a lot of larger channels do A/B test couple of hours. So it's really up to you. But I would say look at your data and make that be the thing you make your decision off of, because we found it works for us at TubeBuddy. But again, every audience and every channel is different.
That's right. That's right. Sounds good. If there's any other questions, keep dropping them into the chat, everyone. We still have quite a bit of time left together, so we want to make sure we answer as many of your questions as possible. So let us know what questions you have. And Andrew, did you want to do a keyword explorer exercise with someone's keywords?
Yes. So once again, if you guys would like, we would love to get what's a video you want to make. So give us an idea of the keyword for a video you want to make, and we'll run it through our Keyword Explorer together. It is such a useful tool, and we just want to show you how you can use it to discuss a video you plan to make anyway, so that we can get you some help and really just explain how this tool can help you and other people here watching.
All right. So let's wait for a little bit and drop those keywords, those keyword phrases in the chat, and we'll take one of those
So yeah. I see from Beach Relief International, our Eco Journey, beach cleanups.
Conscious consumerism, create awareness around.
I'm not sure if they're just telling us what they're about or...
Yeah, I think I did ask earlier what your channel's about. So, okay, that's cool.
I see here from I see here from Ginny, which is tabletop gaming, or they put TTRPG. So why don't we start with, the TTRPG? Because this might actually be a great example of being a little more specific around something, but still having a decent number of searches. So this is giving us the two scores. So one thing I want to show is that right here, we're getting a weighted score because we have the paid version of TubeBuddy. If you don't have that, do not worry. We still have the unweighted version. The main difference between these two versions is, as we have here, is unweighted is just a general score, where the weighted score is specific to your YouTube channel. So Rob will have a different weighted score. I will have a different weighted score. Ginny will have a different weighted score, right? Beach Relief International will have a different score because weighted is specific to your YouTube channel, right? So when I look here, the first thing I want to do is take a look at what is the unweighted score just for in general, right? So I can see that the search volume is pretty fair. I mean, a lot of people ask, what do I need to do to read this graph? And you know what, Rob? I always tell people this graph right here is like a traffic light. Now, once we get into the traffic light analogy, things start changing. So very similar to what we have. If you understand that the red section here means to stop and consider another keyword when it comes to the keyword research. Yellow is to be cautious of the keyword. So there might be something within the score analysis that tells you to be cautious. Green, ideally, means you're very good or you're good to go ahead with that keyword. Now, just because we have a keyword doesn't mean that we're ready to just make a video. We have to understand it a little bit more. So using that traffic light analogy, one of my favorite analogies, again, keyword research is like a traffic light. It is very useful. It is very helpful. So that is what you need to keep in mind. So when you understand that, then you understand that red means you need to stop, yellow means to be cautious, and green means you're good to go. So when it comes to search volume, this one is in the orange. I like to say that it's closer to the yellow more so than it is the red, and here's why. Search volume is shown and sometimes shown by the number of monthly search estimates. So if we look for tabletop RPG, then we can see that this has about 27,000 searches a month. Now, Rob, does that mean you're going to get 27,000 views a month on it?
Not at all.
I wish. But
not at all.
Yeah. What it means is that this is a potential. So this is where CTR or click-through rate comes in. So if you have a click-through rate that is average, YouTube says an average click-through rate is 2 to 10%. So if you have a good click-through rate, that's 10% or higher because it's above average. So let's say we have a high average click-through rate of 10%. Well, 10% of 27.2K is about 2 6,720 views a month. Now, if you're a starting YouTube channel and you're into the tabletop gaming space, that's amazing. That's great, because that means you're earning the potential of 2,700 new viewers per video you make targeting that phrase. In this case, TTRPG. So the reason it's only fair is because if the TubeBuddy channel, which has hundreds of thousands of subscribers and gets, a decent amount of views per video, that may not be worth it for us because it doesn't have the most potential for viewership. It doesn't mean there's no potential, but it's understanding that maybe for us at TubeBuddy, it isn't good. And if we want to see that more specific score, let's check out the weighted score. So if we look at the weighted score, what we can see is, if I can get this to, there we go, go away, is that we get an excellent score. And the reason for that is the search volume is pretty fair. The competition for our size channel, and you can see how much competition there is with number of videos and search results, is there's only about, if I round up, 69,000 videos around TTRPG exactly. So the competition is excellent for us because we tend to have videos that perform really well, as you guys can see, with the 5 point, with an average of about 5,000 views a video, right? So if we look here, the competition for being weighted is green for us because we can stand out. Similarly, the optimization strength is very good. Now, a lot of people get confused on what they should look at here, but again, think of it like that traffic light. You want it to be to the yellow, to the green. And again, you want to make sure it makes sense for your channel. Again, for us, 27,000 view searches per month may not be worth it, but if you're starting out, if this is something you're passionate about, that's a great opportunity. Similarly, competition is right now green. That means it's excellent because there's not that many videos. So this is a good chance for you to make a video on this subject. Optimization strength is very good. And what that means is, if we hover, and if you ever need to know, is it means that if the video is not well optimized, which they aren't, then it provides you an opportunity to break into the top page of search results with a well optimized video. So this just lets you know that people are searching for TTRPG and that there are not that many well optimized videos for it. In fact, when we look here, they're at the end of the search phrase. In fact, it takes us till video number 9 until we even get it at the beginning, and then we see it again with 14. So there's actually a lot of room in this area for you to break through with. So again, this is, Ginny was telling us it was tabletop gaming. People are looking at it this way. Now, if you want to talk about tabletop gaming, that one might be a little more competitive because maybe more people know it as tabletop gaming, right? And I put a space, so this could be incorrect, but it might be the way people are searching for it, right? So even with the space, we have a lot of searches because beginners may not know that there's not supposed to be a search. So maybe it makes sense for you to talk about tabletop gaming like that compared to without the space, right? Because the term is different. Because people who don't know, those beginners, if that's who you're trying to introduce to your audience, then this is a great term for you because a lot of interest is there. But let's say this term was too competitive. One thing we have with the weighted score, which is really great, is a you versus top rank video. Now, this lets you know, if you hover over, that this is the lowest view count found in top ranking videos. Why that's important is if you can get a video that gets more than at least 15 views, you can have one of the top spots in YouTube search results. And all you need is 15 views. Now, us at TubeBuddy, we get about, like I said, 5,000 views a video. So, excuse me, we have a really good chance of ranking here. So sometimes if you understand the barrier to entry, you understand. Now, Ginny D is saying that the difference between tabletop gaming with and without a space is huge. And it's, again, people don't know the difference. And that's, if you can optimize that, if you can come in and help them, then that's a really good chance. Now, looking here, the barrier to entry is still pretty low because if we look here, the closest one we have is an animation. A lot of people aren't targeting tabletop games exactly. Like we have Will Wheaton on tabletop. They're not exactly. That's why the excellent is being shown in optimization, because they're not well optimized for tabletop gaming. So maybe you put tabletop gaming table with a space because people don't know. And then in that video, you can say, hey, it's actually, there isn't a space, but thank you for joining. I'm here to help you. Maybe you do tabletop gaming for beginners because beginners might want to get into tabletop gaming, right? Now, maybe it's not that search, but actually it's not bad. Now, it is a little more competitive. Fair enough. I look here, I can see. But it's still, there's a lot of room for you to grow, and there's a lot of chance. Jenny D asked a really great question, and that is, how important is it to include that specific keyword in the title versus in the description? I love this question. Jenny, you should have the main keyword of your video. In this case, let's say we're doing a video about tabletop gaming for beginners. Then that target keyword, tabletop gaming for beginners, needs to be in our video's title. It needs to be in our video's description organically, and it needs to be in our video's tags. It needs to be in all three places, and here's why. YouTube sorts by relevancy. So if we go back to TTRPG and YouTube search, it gives us an opportunity for two things. One, it shows off our search explorer. So if you're unaware, Search Explorer is based off Keyword Explorer. So as you're searching YouTube, we tell you data and information. It is unweighted, but you can always click here for the weighted score, and we give you that similar information as you're searching. The reason you want to have your root keyword in your video's title, description, and tags is because if we look on the filters, YouTube is sorting by relevancy. So the more you have your main keyword in the video's title, in the video's description, and in the video's tags, it really helps when it comes to making sure it's relevant. This goes back to Abhi too. They say, I like a daily life vlogging, but I have no clue what to search and make things of in terms of vlogging. So it helps in any way to approach this. If you have a hobby or something you're interested in, let's say that today you made your own table. You could literally make a vlog about how you created and crafted your own table. If you literally bought a camera, that can be searchable. There's so many ways to be searchable. And Rob is really smart in how he does things. I'm bringing Rob in just to compliment him. Welcome to my minutes of complimenting Rob, my favorite part.
Here we go.
TubeBuddy 101. But Rob did really good at identifying what he was passionate about. And it's things such as teaching people how to live stream, how to get better at LinkedIn, and things that he knows very well and wants to share. If you go to Rob's channel, it's very focused on what he is trying to do. Go ahead, Rob.
No, that's keep on going.
Even if you take a look at the TubeBuddy channel, it's focused on how to teach people how to grow with the TubeBuddy tools on YouTube. So it's about YouTube growth, but the difference is that the TubeBuddy tools are always going to be the answer. Looking here for Ginny, it seems like tabletop gaming is really what they're passionate about. So for them, understanding how to help people find the hobby gives them new people to watch. So teaching people how to join is super important, right, Rob?
That's right. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, have that focus is always really important, when it comes to your channel. You don't want to be all over the place and kind of scattered.
For sure. Now, I do think we can go into SEO Studio, Rob. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, that's a perfect segue to, I think, Ginny's question there. Having the title and the description and having the keywords in both, and then also your tags. So yeah, let's dive into it. SEO Explorer. Oh, so SEO Studio.
No worries. I want to go ahead and I see that Beach Relief International wants to know about plastic pollution. So let's look up plastic pollution. So right off the bat, we show you things that people are searching for on YouTube. So we can see plastic pollution in general in the ocean, for kids, documentary, drawing. We can see solutions. So it depends what you want to do. If we're just targeting plastic pollution, let's go ahead and look that up. Let's see how many people are interested in this and are searching. So what we're seeing is that the score is red and weighted, and here's why. The search volume is excellent, but there are about 2.65 million people talking about this. So it's poor because it's super competitive. And the optimization strength is poor because if we go into results, what we see is that a lot of people are talking about plastic pollution. Their videos are well optimized. Notice, going back to Ginny's question, that it has the root keyword, in our case, plastic pollution, in their title, and if it's in the description, it's bolding the match between the two. This one is a great example. This one has plastic pollution there, and then it has plastic in the description. So that's not accidental, that's on purpose. So it's important to remember to have that target keyword. If I look at trends or historical, I want to look at historical. You can see that plastic pollution right now is kind of at a downward trend in terms of searches. So it is important to kind of look at that data. I know someone's like, how can I tell if something's trending? Well, if you start noticing something is at a peak like this, or if you do your research and you start saying, hey, plastic pollution started trending upwards, or it's on an upward trend, I should try to make the video soon. So the next week comes, you've already prepped yourself to make a video that helps, right?
Mhm.
But right now we're kind of at the end, I would say. I mean, it could trend again for sure. But I think people globally, their mindset has shifted. They're thinking about the global pandemic we're in. They're thinking of other issues. Not saying that plastic pollution isn't important. I'm just saying that in terms of what people are searching for, it's at an all-time low.
Mhm.
So what I would say there is, maybe we go a little deeper. So maybe we go plastic pollution solutions, because maybe people want to know what are some solutions. They want to be involved. They want to be active. And if we start looking, well, it's still very good. There is a good amount of search. It's not as competitive. So this term does a great way of talking about plastic pollution, but it's also giving a solution for the pollution. Whew. I'm rhyming
Tongue
now.
twister. That's right.
Right? A solution
That's
for the
right.
pollution. That is a tongue twister.
That is a tongue twister. That is a tongue twister. No, but that's really important to see, right? Like you don't want to be too general, too broad.
Mhm.
You do want to have, people are searching. It's going to be way too competitive. So, having a longer tail keyword like that does better for you.
Exactly. And now I love how you said longer tail keyword, because I think this is a good one where you could honestly make a video on it, Beach Relief International. So we're going to go to action. We're going to go to SEO Studio, optimize an SEO Studio. And again, this does require a paid version of TubeBuddy, but we will link the tubebuddy.com/free trial in the chat. So you, if you've never had one, can get a free trial. Now, Rob, what do you think about our SEO Studio here? What are you noticing?
Let me take a look there. What you got? So we're at 62% of SEO score. The title is not really, natural, right? And so it's just our keyword phrase. So that's good for YouTube, but for the algorithms, but not good for the human that's actually surfing. It's not going to get their attention.
Exactly. And we don't want them to be surfing in an ocean full of plastic. So why don't we have a way to understand how we can help them be interested in this keyword, right, Rob?
Exactly.
So a lot of people will come and say, I got 100% in the TubeBuddy SEO Studio. Why am I not getting views? And it's important to understand what the SEO Studio is doing. All it's doing is making sure you're following 100% of the steps that YouTube recommends. So if you look at our how to improve your score section, then you'll start understanding that this is the bare minimum that YouTube requires for you to optimize a video. So these include your target keyword in the title. SEO Studio already does this for you. The second thing it asks is to include 80% of your target keyword in the title. Again, we have 100%. Similarly, it says include in your first 60 characters. Well, it's in our first 27. But as Rob said, it's just not compelling. One of the things YouTube wants is your video's title to not only be searchable, but compelling. So while we know plastic pollution solutions is searchable, it's not that compelling. So that's where you as a creator has to think. This fix the ocean's plastic pollution with this one quick solution. Well, that's a little bit more compelling. Maybe something like plastic pollution, how to solve it with this one solution. Well, what is the one solution? Again, making it a little more compelling can go a long way. So instead of just plastic pollution solution, plastic pollution, how to solve it with one solution, with these solutions, or with these three solutions, And again, all of a sudden, it's a lot more compelling. And notice our score went up because we're still doing what YouTube is looking for. We're including that target keyword in the first 60 characters. We only have 57. We have 100%. We include the target keyword naturally in our title. And all of a sudden, we're not just talking about solutions. We're saying how to solve it, something people want to know. So we're answering the question that's presented. Now, this next part, I see a lot of mistakes. A lot of people use the description incorrectly. A lot of people will try to put hashtags at the top. Do not do this. You can put hashtags at the bottom. Another mistake I see is howdy ho there, frienderinos.
That's
And
right.
it's nice that you're introducing us, but YouTube needs you as the creator to use these first 200 characters to describe the video and include matches of this. So as nice as it is that you called us friends, you're not describing your videos. And as a friend, I'm not going to let you hurt yourself in the description.
That's right. A real friend. There you
Exactly. Rob and I we got you.
We got you.
What we would recommend is say maybe plastic pollution needs a solution. And again, I'm rhyming like crazy. We tackle the plastic pollution issue and how to solve it with these 3 solutions, right? So obviously, if I could spell this would go a little bit better, but it gives you an idea of how to include the target keyword. Plastic pollution solutions are worth it in the end because we all share this planet. Just an example of how to talk about it organically, include the target keyword multiple times. And again, going back to Ginny's question, is it important? Yes, it is incredibly important. You want to have your target keyword organically in your title, in your descriptions, and to go one step beyond, you want to have them with your friend Rob. He'll hold on to it. He'll keep you safe, but he'll also teach you how to go to tags, which, Rob, why don't you help keep us safe here in the tag section? What would you recommend adding here?
There we go. So I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger, but there you go. So, we, TubeBuddy will actually make suggestions for tags. So right below there in the bottom half, you can sort by relevance or by score as well. Andrew will show that. And you can start adding tags directly into the SEO Studio. So if you just click the green plus button, you can start doing that. There you go. Again, this is sort of like if you're starting your keyword, when you're doing your keyword research, you can actually make a tags list. So as you find good tags that you like, then you can start making a tags list that you can also import in. But that's also another way to do it. Yeah, and so right here, it tells you there's another checklist here. You can see that there's 2 that are red, which is include partial matches of your target keyword and include more relevant tags. So it tells you there how to improve your SEO score. And so just by following those simple things, you can make your SEO stronger on your videos.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you brought up relevant tags because we put it here a lot. Adding irrelevant metadata or things such as tags to try to gain YouTube is against YouTube terms of service. Please do not break terms of service because you can and will get banned. We always say only add relevant tags. Excuse me.
Exactly. Yeah. So like one of the things that I see commonly done that you shouldn't do is just putting tags of, say, competitors or other brands, even though you don't talk about them, but that they're in the space, just tagging them. That's not allowed. It's not really good practice at all, So that's just a really common one that I see a lot, Andrew. I don't know if you see other ones out there, other common mispractices.
One thing I see is people will target other languages even if they're not speaking the language. So like if I'm speaking English and I don't understand how to speak Hindi, but I put in Hindi, well, that's misleading. It's irrelevant and it's not helping people, right?
Exactly.
So another thing I'd recommend is consider adding your entire title because it's always going to be relevant. So plastic pollution, how to solve it with these 3 solutions is a great one. It makes sense to add. Another one is plastic pollution, plastic pollution, 3 solutions. So it's, again, similar. Again, you're adding ideas on them. I see from Ginny D, if I say the list of tags from Keyword Explorer, there's an easy way to add it in the SEO Studio. That is currently being added. What will happen is you can add the tags list instead of the upload defaults. So the developers are working on it. We are currently waiting on YouTube to please, if you're ever listening, if someone from YouTube's watching the stream, please approve us. We just want to help people. But unfortunately, it is in the plans. It is pretty much getting worked on. It's just waiting on YouTube. So yeah, I see from Love Makers Foundation, this is not the channel review live stream. That's actually going to be tomorrow. And if you want to do it, in the description of that stream at TubeBuddy.com or youtube.com/TubeBuddy/live, we have our Discord link, which shows how to do that. So this is not the place for it. This is just teaching you how to get along on YouTube, how to learn TubeBuddy, and how it can help you on YouTube.
Awesome. Yeah, and we put the links down there, like right below your comment there, Love Makers Foundation. You'll see the link to the live stream and then the Discord. Yes. Okay, she said thank you. Awesome.
So when it comes to this, the cool thing you can then do is, going back to the front page, let's say that we have a whole series around plastic pollution in the ocean. We can apply this upload default. So let's pretend that the time-saving features upload default we have here is all about plastic solution. Then we can have videos, our socials, and even our hashtags at the bottom of the description going back to problems I see. That, again, this just makes it easy. You don't have to copy these each time. You can just quickly and easily load in everything you need. And then you can go to thumbnail. You can upload a thumbnail. Let's pretend that, again, that I have a thumbnail that is completely just ready to go and that I'm not buying time. But no, let's just pretend that this is a thumbnail about, plastic problem. Obviously it isn't, but it's just an example. And then we could apply it to the video. So we save this as a draft. Then when we look at SEO Studio, we can see plastic pollution solutions. And if we load it, all of the work we saved is saved there, which goes into one of the most important things, I'd say. And Rob, I know you talked about, this is something you had to learn, which is doing the keyword research before you make the video. Rob, do you want to kind of dive into that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I've had my personal channel for about 2 years now, and I would say for the first year and a half, I just did videos randomly first, and then just like videos that I felt were good, and then I would do my keyword research before I uploaded, and that always led the videos to be really not reaching anyone, not reaching many people, not getting too far. So I flipped sort of the switch there, and I started doing keyword research first, finding the opportunities with longer tail keywords, so I could get found in search, and that's really turned my channel around, and that's when my channel started to grow. So I would suggest for you to do that. If you're just doing videos, then if you're creating videos, then doing the keyword research first. Stop doing that today and do your keyword research first, then make your videos.
Yeah, and the reason you want to do keyword research is because people are searching for this. You're not praying that YouTube finds ways to earn you views. You're taking control back. So even going back to the daily vlogger example, if you wanted to vlog about beach cleanup, then that people care about the beach. It shows something new you can do. And it's a combination. It goes into your life. It shows maybe where you live, what you care about, and it's powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly. So
Ginny D is pointing out, I thought YouTube said that keywords don't have much impact. So you're confusing keywords and tags. They are not the same thing. The keyword is what your video is about. Do not conflate the two. It's very important. First, YouTube says tags play a minimal role, but they still play a role. The reason YouTube says that is because people want good SEO to save a video that is not performing. And the problem is that if your thumbnail isn't good, but your SEO is great, then it doesn't matter that the SEO has got you shown if the thumbnail isn't getting people to click. So tags and descriptions and keywords, they all matter. The problem is people want good SEO to help save their videos that just aren't getting people to watch, aren't getting people to do the things YouTube needs to do. So YouTube had to come out and say, hey, stop relying on this completely.
Yeah, exactly. And Ginny says, oops, meant to say tags.
Yeah. And again, as we said, it's not a worry. It's just very important because a lot of people conflate the two and they're not the exact same thing.
Exactly. Awesome. If there's any other questions, please, we still have some time together here. So drop your questions in. While you're doing that, I want to I'm going to show my screen again, Andrew.
Go
because
for it.
There's a lot of questions around channel reviews. So there we go. We got the traffic lights going on. That's awesome. We got to get that. We got to get that available for people to get. But yeah, we have channel reviews happening tomorrow. So Andrew is going to be taking live calls. So so let me be very clear about this. The channel review, the live stream is happening on our YouTube channel, the TubeBuddy YouTube channel. So there is a link that I will share. Actually, we've shared it a couple times, but I'm going to share it here again. This is the link to the live stream. Now, if you want to get your channels reviewed, though, you do have to join our Discord server. Okay, so here is our Discord link to our Discord. And so you need to join the Discord, and that's where you can actually call in directly, and you'll get 5 minutes to ask your specific question about your channel
or your video SEO,
or your video SEO. But please make sure that you have a specific question. That way, Andrew can actually speak into your specific, question or hurdle or struggle or challenge, and not just show up and say, Andrew, what should I do with my channel? Right.
Exactly. Another thing is, please have your mic ready. We've had to unfortunately skip some people because they just weren't prepared.
Yes. So it's going to be really fun. I don't know if you've done this on Discord, Andrew, but I don't think you've done this a couple times on the YouTube channel, right? So
this will be the second time we're ever doing it. It's a lot of fun. It's really thing. I see Blank learned the hard way says that in-app message you said you were starting at 11 a.m. That's probably incorrect, and I'll talk to the team about it. It should have said 9 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time tomorrow, because that's when it's going live. So in that case, it's probably just a mistake on our end, but no worries. We can get that figured out.
Yeah. So it's going to be 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. So that's, you can already tell there's already people chiming in and commenting, and people are waiting, even though it's happening tomorrow. So, but yeah, it'll be really fun. And so again, if you are watching this on the replay, thanks for sticking around watching the replay, but catch us TubeBuddy.com/101 every single Tuesday. So again, we'll put the link in the chat here. Should probably be a card as well. But yeah, we are always here every Tuesday. So there you go. Thanks for dropping that into the chat. And if you have any questions, support@TubeBuddy.com. That is going to be the best place to send in any questions that you have. And so make sure that you send us your questions there directly about your account, billing, upgrades, all that stuff, so that we can answer those for you. There's a question here from Genevieve. What's the most creative way you came up with a keyword to search? I recognize that YouTube gives the drop down. Just a wild thought.
I guess in creative ways to come up with videos and keywords to research. I mean, for me, what I try to do personally is I try to think, for example, right? If I buy a product or something like this color card, what do I need to know how to use it? What do I think when I don't know how to use something? A lot of times when I ever make a video, I think, what would a beginner need to know, or what did I not know that helps me so much now? So one of the creative ways I try to think about it is, what can I give someone who has never used it, never heard of it, in terms of how they can use it or how it can help them? So for example, this is a video color correct picker, right? So as it says spider checker. It's a camera color correction for photo and video. And this is very useful because it helps us get accurate colors in our videos or live streams. So if I wanted to make a video on it, it's something I have that I needed, right? But I didn't know what it was called. So one way, instead of saying, camera color corrector, I could say how to get the most accurate colors quickly and easily with this one product. And that's way more compelling, way more searchable. And again, I can do keyword research around it and see what I have a chance to do well in. Sometimes I don't have the authority, and that can kind of stink, but it just shows I need to make more videos on it. What do you do, Rob?
Yeah, I mean, that's great. That's, I think, putting yourself in the shoes of your viewers, and, at the stage that they're in and their knowledge, what can you teach them? Also think, if you're going to teach something that just think of the previous version of yourself, or an older, an earlier version of yourself before you knew what it is that you want to talk about. For me, live streaming, what are the things that I was thinking about? What camera should I use? How do I go live on multiple channels? What platforms? What tools? So just think about those questions. Start using the Keyword Explorer. Start with a broad search, like a generic sort of keyword that's a shorter, like very generic, and then see what YouTube is suggesting. Really lean on to what YouTube is suggesting and what TubeBuddy is then showing you as suggestions, because those are essentially the keywords that people are, the popular searches that people are searching. So, try not listen to that as well, because then that will give you sort of the low hanging fruit where you have, more opportunities.
Yeah. And one thing we have is, and this is a question from ATLYS, and they're saying, for me, string quartet's hard. When you're doing music, one of the easiest ways on YouTube is like people look for covers a lot. They want to hear songs that they know, maybe in a new way. So, for example, if let's say you're doing a string quartet cover of "All I Want for Christmas Is You," like Rob owes us. It's just a great example of a song maybe you can do, and since Christmas is going to be a couple months away, going back to what we said earlier, you're building the authority now. So when it comes time and people are looking up music, hey, you already have a video on this.
Yep, that's right. That's right. There's a question from Beach Relief. The replays are always available, but these sessions are unlisted YouTube lives. But if you go to TubeBuddy.com/101 and you go to the very bottom, there is always the latest replay that is going to be available to you to watch. So you'll see it right here. So right there that I've highlighted. So there you go. Awesome. Andrew, is there any other questions that we missed?
So Genevieve just says, I like that. What I didn't know before. Thanks to Mill, got so many didn't know moments. So there's not many questions, just a lot of positive, feedback. So I'd say I think we're done. But you know what, Rob? Awesome. When can they check us out on that next 101?
Yeah, every Tuesday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. So we'll see you next week. You feel free to come back as many times as you like. Bring your questions about TubeBuddy. Also, if you're just new to YouTube, really suggest that, YouTube Creator Academy, awesome resource. Went through that myself. So go check that out and join us tomorrow for the channel review live stream. All right. And join us on Discord. There's so many places to join us. But if you have any questions, again, support@tubebuddy.com, or just leave a comment on any of our YouTube videos. Our team is always on top of those comments. Sounds good?
Sounds good. Thank you so much. And Rob, thank you. It's always a pleasure.
Always. Thank you, Andrew. We'll talk to you guys soon.